Hey everyone, are you curious to know what it's like to live in some of the suburbs outside of the Albuquerque, New Mexico area? Well, I hope so, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're not going to be ranking these suburbs or in any way claiming that one is better than the other. In this video, we're just going to be simply providing you with all the relevant information that we can. This way you can do whatever you want with the research. We're going to be looking at 7 suburbs just outside the Albuquerque metro area, all of which have some pretty amazing features and could be exactly what you're looking for. Before diving into the suburbs, I think it's beneficial to get an idea of how Albuquerque is laid out. The city is often informally divided into different regions based on the Rio Grande River and our 2 major highways, I-40 and I-25. The Rio Grande River runs through the heart of Albuquerque, and unofficially it divides the city into the east side and west side. Interstate 40 or I-40 is a major east-west highway that bisects Albuquerque. Interstate 25 or I-25 runs north to south through Albuquerque and intersects with I-40. So let's get into the suburbs. First on our list is Edgewood. As the town name implies, Edgewood is at the edge of the woods in the Sandia Mountain foothills. Edgewood is literally where the mountains meet the plains, encompassing a much more rural style. Edgewood's boundaries are unique in that it extends into Bernalillo County, Santa Fe County, and Torrance County. Edgewood is situated about 20 miles east of Albuquerque. If you're driving on I-40 from Albuquerque to Edgewood or vice versa, it should take you roughly 30-minute travel time, give or take. It sits at an elevation of approximately 6,900 feet, providing stunning views of the surrounding mountains. If you're looking for a slower pace of life, this is the place to be. Founded in the 1930s, Edgewood slowly developed with the arrival of homestead families coming out west, and the town was mostly used for ranching and farming. However, over the years, it has grown into so much more. Edgewood is home to just over 6,000 residents, and with that small town feel comes lots of community events hosted throughout the year, including, festivals, farmers markets, and other gatherings. Needless to say, there's always something going on. Edgewood offers shopping, restaurants, medical, professional, equine services, and more. Kind of like a mixture of mom and pop shops and restaurants, along with well-known chains like Walmart, Smith's, Walgreens, Comfort Inn, Tractor Supply, Denny's. Kind of cool, this tiny town is actually home to 2 locally owned businesses that were voted New Mexico's best, one for its breakfast burritos and one for its pizza. The area around Edgewood is known for its outdoor recreational opportunities. You can enjoy hiking, biking, horseback riding, or just enjoy the natural beauty of the surrounding landscape. As mentioned earlier, Edgewood is only about half an hour from Albuquerque. So any of your needs that need to be met from that of a larger city, whether that be shopping, entertainment options, whatever it is, it can easily be done in an afternoon. And it's also not uncommon for many residents to commute back and forth to Albuquerque for work. The local economy of Edgewood is influenced by a mix of local businesses, agriculture, and local services. Lots of people love Edgewood, so if you're looking for a mountain-style way of life, it's definitely worth looking into. Next on our list is Corrales. So Corrales is actually Spanish for corrals, and it's about 11 square miles, so about 1/5 the size of Edgewood. Corrales is sandwiched between Albuquerque and Rio Rancho and is located along the Rio Grande Valley. Now, despite being bordered by Albuquerque and Rio Rancho, much of Corrales does not have a centralized water system, which requires many homes to be on wells and septic systems. Much like Edgewood, Corrales has that relaxed, small town atmosphere, housing roughly 8,000 to 9,000 residents. It's an ideal place if you're looking to own land, raise farm animals, grow fruits, vegetables, or even other crops. The town is full of mature cottonwood trees, which gives it a much different feel than the desert landscape of Albuquerque. Driving through Corrales, you'll quickly find that the town is rich in history and culture. Originally founded in the 1700s as part of a land grant, many people originally settled here to make a living off grapes, apples, and livestock. That tradition continues today with Corrales offering farmland, vineyards and wineries, local shops and restaurants, antiquing, bed and breakfasts, and art galleries. And many of the homes and buildings out there in Corrales showcase the traditional adobe style architecture. There is of course hiking and biking trails along with annual community events such as the Harvest Festival, the 4th of July Parade, the Starlight Parade, the Growers Market, and much more that many residents look forward to. And as mentioned, Corrales is very animal friendly, so it's not uncommon to see people riding their horses down the main roads or even along the irrigation ditches, which have wide dirt roads along them. One of the best features of Corrales is its location, and with that you have a straight shot of the Sandia Mountains. Many residents have some of the best views of the Sandias right outside their windows. If you're visiting Corrales or thinking about moving there, be careful about following the speed limits. This area specifically has been known to be very strict with speeders, even if you're just going slightly over. The speed limits in Corrales never go above 35 miles per hour. In fact, there's actually a sign, I don't know if it's still there, but anyway, it reads, "Drive slow, see our town, drive fast, see our judge." There really is no getting around it because there are only two main roads in and out of Corrales, Corrales Road and Loma Larga, with short roads connecting the two. Moving on to an even smaller suburb, next on our list is Sandia Heights. Sandia Heights is located on the far northeast side of Albuquerque, and it covers roughly 2 square miles and over 1,600 acres right at the base of the mountain, which gives you access to a multitude of hiking and biking trails for beginners, intermediates, and experts. Sandia Heights provides some of the best views overlooking the city. One of the main benefits of Sandia Heights is how close it is to Albuquerque. I mean, you're literally right there. So whether it's commuting to work, shopping, eating out, other entertainment options, it's most likely going to be a convenient drive away or even a quick bike ride away. You're also close to the Sandia Peak Tramway, which is visible from pretty much anywhere in the community and takes you to the top of the mountain on one of the longest tramways in the world. The popular La Luz Trail is one of the most challenging trails in Sandia Heights, and it'll take you on about an 8-mile or so hike, going up over 3,000 feet in elevation to the top of the mountain. But don't worry about coming back down because most people just take the tram. Being right next to the mountain does mean that you're sharing habitat with the wildlife, which you may or may not think is a good thing, but it's just a part of living in the Sandias. And once you get accustomed to it, there's so much to appreciate about it. Los Ranchos de Albuquerque is by far the most fun name to say on this list, but for convenience, we'll be referring to it as Los Ranchos. Los Ranchos, or the village, covers approximately 4 to 5 square miles and is located just east of the Rio Grande River. It's pretty much situated right smack dab in the middle of town, bordered by Albuquerque, so it's very easy to travel for variety. It's conveniently located and only about 15 minutes from downtown Albuquerque. Now, big surprise, Los Ranchos has its roots in farming and ranching and has a very rich history. It is very similar to that of Corrales in terms of the small town, rural atmosphere, the country vibes, lush green spaces, horse trails, farms, gardens, stables, wineries, and lots of vegetation. Los Ranchos is home to roughly 6,000 New Mexicans, and kind of a fun fact, you'll notice that some of the properties along the river are unusually long and skinny. Well, this is because in the early 1600s, land grant heirs divided their acreage into strips called tripas, giving their heirs access to water because agricultural land was essentially useless without access to irrigation and roadways. Los Ranchos merges the beauty of the countryside with the conveniences of a suburb. 4th Street, or the Antique Mile in the village, has recently been redone within the past few years to make it a little bit more user-friendly, where you can check out local antique shops, restaurants, or some pretty delicious bakeries. It's got that out-of-a-movie vibe without the big city fuss. Right off 4th Street is Casa Rodena Winery, and it is a picture postcard setting offering some award-winning wines, special events, and tasting rooms. Rio Rancho has some pretty amazing history, like much of New Mexico, And because of its location, it has some pretty beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains, especially during the sunset where you'll see the pink tinted watermelon colors. Rio Rancho offers a lot in terms of housing options and different subdivisions with over 70 neighborhoods to choose from. Many residents really appreciate living in Rio Rancho because it's very affordable for a larger city. Rio Rancho has everything from shopping centers to restaurants to countless entertainment options, including trampoline parks, retail stores, movie theaters, gyms, sports complexes, miles of hiking and biking trails, and annual events including the Pork and Brew, which showcases some of the best barbecue and microbrews New Mexico has to offer. Safe to say there's no lack of great food options in Rio Rancho. And can't forget to mention the Rio Rancho Event Center, which hosts everything from sporting events to concerts and more. Now, if you're missing something, most likely you can find it in Albuquerque, which is only about 20-25 minutes away. Down about 18 miles south from Albuquerque, with coverage of about 4 square miles, is Bosque Farms New Mexico, a small rural community along the Rio Grande River that's situated among the routes of the famous Camino Real, which provided connections for historic trading centers. Back in the day, traditional farming in Bosque Farms was hard due to poor soil conditions, so the families that stayed there turned to dairy farming. And dairy farming became one of the community's main agricultural industries. Today, only one active dairy farm still remains in Bosque Farms, but you can still see large strips of alfalfa fields along with the green fields serve as grazing for the horses. The village is known for seamlessly blending suburban, rural, and agricultural lifestyles. Over the years, Bosque Farms has turned into more of a residential hub, but the community still takes pride in their agricultural and farming heritage. Properties in Bosque Farms cover a wide range from suburban single-family homes to homes with large amounts of acreage and horse farms. Like many of these suburbs, Bosque Farms captures the charm of New Mexico with its scenic beauty, and many residents opt for a slower pace of life. Only about a 20 to 25 minute drive from downtown Albuquerque, it offers a relaxed rural atmosphere of a small village with the conveniences of a big city nearby. A world of options is only minutes away. In Bosque Farms, you'll be sure to experience a rustic countryside experience with orchards, horses, and natural landscapes. Be sure to check out the local farmers market with fresh produce and local crafts, the community center, local restaurants and shops, the annual Bosque Farms car show and town fair, and Bosque Farms Trail and Bosque Farms Park. It's a great place to enjoy hiking, biking, and horseback riding. And can't forget about the annual Bosque Farms Rodeo, which showcases bull riding, barrel racing, and more. So there you have it, some of the top suburbs around Albuquerque. Who knew we had so many farms and ranches? And the best part is they're all in close proximity to Albuquerque. With all of that being said, there is something for everyone, whether that's in Albuquerque or one of the surrounding areas. If any of you are thinking about making a move out here, give us a call and we'll be happy to help.